It's been 14 years since the start of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but now it feels like the true final chapter has arrived. In Avengers, Endgame, all roads lead here. And at long last, we get to see the culmination of this shared universe play out on screen. As always, this video is going to be completely spoiler-free. But if you want more discussion about Endgame, there will be plenty of spoilers in my Endgame review, so go watch the movie before checking that out. But let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the review. When we last saw our heroes in Infinity War, Thanos had just wiped out half of the universe, including several key members of the Avengers. This left the remaining Avengers utterly defeated. There's really nothing worse than that. Tony Stark was stranded in space with a limited oxygen supply. Steve Rogers lost his best friend, Natasha Romanoff. And Thor was pretty much broken inside, blaming himself for not delivering the killing blow to Thanos. And then we also had Doctor Strange, who had seen 14 million possible futures, and only one of them involved the Avengers winning. Does not bode well. But luckily, Endgame starts off where Infinity War left off, which means we get to see what happens to Tony immediately after the events of the previous film. Luckily for him, he is rescued from space by a passing rescue ship, who just happened to be searching for aliens near the exact spot Tony needed rescuing. But unfortunately, he has been gone for a bit longer than anyone would have liked, and he is greeted back on Earth with some very unfortunate news. I think it's fair to say everyone thought that Endgame would begin with the surviving Avengers planning a strategy to defeat Thanos. But to be honest, that didn't happen at all. Instead, we find out that the Avengers headquarters has basically been abandoned. With the remaining members scattered across the world, it is also revealed that 5 years have passed since the incident, and things have changed a lot. People have moved on with their lives while others haven't. There's quite a bit of downtime in the first act, with most of the heroes dealing with their own problems before eventually coming back together. This includes a new team of young heroes led by Captain Marvel, who plays a big role in putting the pieces together and calling everyone back to action. The movie is paced a little slower than expected, but as the story progresses, it picks up the pace significantly. Endgame is easily the funniest film in the entire MCU. Every hero gets moments to shine, and the humor feels both natural and earned. There are some genuine laugh-out-loud moments throughout, but there is also an underlying tone of sadness in how the world has changed because of Thanos' actions. The movie doesn't shy away from showing us just how bad things really are. Throughout the first two phases of the MCU, we saw many characters die, but they were always brought back in some way. However, this time around, death is permanent. I can't say exactly how it plays out in the film, but trust me when I say that even though the film is titled Endgame, it certainly doesn't feel like it. I can guarantee that you will be surprised. As someone who has watched the Infinity Saga 3 times in theaters, I can honestly say I laughed, I cried, and I felt every single emotion throughout the course of these 3 hours. And look, I know that might sound cliche or over the top, but I am being dead serious. This movie is jam-packed with surprises, twists and turns, incredible action. And the emotional impact of it all is hard to put into words. There is so much ground to cover in such a short amount of time that I don't want to risk ruining anything by saying too much. But I will say that the writers did an amazing job at making sure each character got their moment to shine. In addition to being a fun adventure with great dialogue and some stunning visuals, Endgame is truly a love letter to the fans, paying homage to the past while focusing on the future. You won't believe the cameos, but more importantly, you won't believe the fantastic performances. Robert Downey Jr. gives what is probably his best performance as Tony Stark yet. Chris Evans delivers a surprisingly emotional performance as Steve Rogers. Josh Brolin continues to show why he is perfect as the villainous Thanos. But honestly, the whole cast is fantastic. From start to finish, there is not a weak link in the entire cast. Even the newest additions to the MCU, like Captain Marvel and Ant-Man, steal scenes with ease. This film wouldn't work nearly as well if it wasn't for the fantastic chemistry between the entire ensemble cast. And it is clear that everyone involved knew this was the end, and they gave it everything they had. By now, we have all heard of Thanos' infamous snap, but it is really something else entirely to actually witness it on screen. This is probably the closest thing to the MCU that we will ever see to an actual comic book event, bringing together all of the heroes from different worlds. Some of the most exciting parts of the movie are when we see some of the heroes team up for the first time. We still have some great solo moments as well, like watching Scott Lang deal with the aftermath of his quantum shenanigans. But having everyone together as a team is definitely the highlight. The best example of this is the final battle with Thanos, which is unlike anything we have ever seen in the MCU before. The action sequences are insane, and the effects are next level. You can tell that this is the end. There is no holding back. Everything is turned up to 11. This final battle is the result of years of storytelling. Watching all of these heroes work together and do what they do best never gets old. And again, the emotional impact is what makes it so powerful. It is clear that the stakes have never been higher, and everyone involved knows that. The visual effects are fantastic, and the action choreography is on point. You get some pretty awesome special effects mixed with some crazy stunts pulled off by the cast themselves. If there's one complaint I have about the movie, it is that it runs a bit too long at 3 hours and 2 minutes. There are a few moments that could have been cut down, especially during the first act. It would have helped keep the pacing a bit quicker. But really, there's nothing wrong with the runtime, and I suppose it does allow for some of the quieter moments to breathe. But the best part about Endgame is that it brings the Infinity Saga full circle, giving us a sense of closure while setting the stage for a brand new chapter in the MCU. I can say without a doubt that Endgame is the best movie of Phase 3 and possibly the best MCU movie yet. It is a fitting end to the Infinity Saga, wrapping up loose threads and giving us answers to questions that have been asked since the very beginning. It's funny, it's sad, it's thrilling, and it's extremely satisfying. It is everything you could ask for and more. Like I said earlier, the ending will surprise you, and I mean that. But all I will say is that there is no better way for the original Avengers to go out. They truly go out as heroes, and they do it in style. I highly recommend seeing the movie at least twice, if not more. It rewards repeat viewings, and there is so much to unpack. If you've made it this far and you are still not convinced, just listen to this. Out of the 21 MCU movies released so far, 6 of them are considered bad by most critics. Out of the 22, 20 of them are considered good or great. So yeah, this franchise is really good. Don't miss out on the one that started it all. Now I am curious to hear your thoughts on Endgame. What did you guys think? Also, if you made it this far, please leave a comment saying Endgame so I know who the true fans are. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Till next time, peace.